I'm not gonna vomit, don't worry. It's okay. Welcome and good morning, President Lash. I promised I would do it. Administration, faculty, staff, guardians, friends, and illegal pets still tucked, hidden away, all over campus. Sorry, I promised my hunter I would give him a shout out. Today we're all here to honor the students who sit before us for their obvious accomplishments over the past 4, 5, 8, or 20 plus years. Or the last 3 weeks when they used their incredible arguing skills to convince 2 people to let them pass. I'd like to start by saying I'm sorry in advance if I cry. The odds are not in my favor, as too many of your students have stolen bits of my heart. Further, I am very humbled to be standing here on this stage. I didn't imagine 4 years ago I could create enough of an impression on the student body to be granted this honor, so thank you. The problem with this type of speech is that I'm expected to impart knowledge, be funny, and show a true appreciation for everyone who is so deserving. To the final point, I should be touching on how Glenn and Bill from Fizz Plant are probably the nicest guys ever. How Josiah and Dawn kept me sane. How the GEO staff sent me a link to the scholarship that has so drastically changed my life 3 years ago, enabling me to study languages. How Drabinski let me write about God not existing by having Descartes disprove himself. How Salman and Sayers consistently critiqued my work for my own good, right through my Div 3 eval. How Pam and Jimena gave me the tools to teach English to students of other languages. How Liza and Emily gave me the opportunity to help build houses in New Orleans and then held my hand through the tears that came from that experience. How Deb, Will, and Ellie all worked with me ceaselessly until I was, yeah, I know, absolutely. Until I was prepared to graduate a better writer. But the problem with this approach is in writing this section, I can literally go on forever. Every minute I think of one more person, one more group, one more Jim Patton, one more Betsy Feingold, one more Nick Capel, one more Central Records, one more Hebra Arafa, who truly made this experience better and brighter for me. And that's just me. There are 366 of you, 366 people out there who have gross long lists like mine, meaning all the employees of Hampshire, all the alums, all the parents, the family, the friends of the students are just as much a part of this paragraph as any people I actually called out. So thank you from all of us. Next, of course, I have to thank my own family for their uncanny ability to put up with my shit. I know how stressful it is to be in my presence. So to my family, my dad, my mom, my grandma, Allie, Scott, Victor, Nelson, Sam, Grace, Emil, Hannah, Sophia, Amanda, Gia, and the rest of Mod 96. Thank you. But I shouldn't just be thanking my family, I should also be thanking yours, especially your guardians. But perhaps we can save that appreciation for the phone call when you let them know you're moving back home. Sorry. I don't want to say congratulations, class of 2012. Instead, I want to say congratulations, authors, playwrights, researchers, analyzers, blacksmiths, neuroscientists, artists, philosophers, ethnographers, ERP specialists. Congratulations, graduate who studied war and made people weep through her final fictional analysis of September 11th. Congratulations, graduate who destabilized what it means to be a man or woman by analyzing what the hell we mean when we say masculine. Congratulations, graduate who photographed people's body hair to teach us all to love ourselves just a little bit more. Congratulations, beautiful one who's working on a cure for rabies, and for all of you who are also already fostering positive changes in society. All of you are tremendously impressive, and I have appreciated being consistently surrounded by the smartest people I know. Even if we do some stupid things, which we do. Regardless, I don't know where the stereotypes come from about Hampshire. We don't all do drugs, Hampshire Halloween. We don't day drink on high holidays, keg hunt. And we surely wouldn't hang naked from a bell 20 feet off the ground, at least not until after we're div-free. Because even if we don't all believe in a higher power, no one wants to mess with that tradition. Instead, we listened to beautiful music in the sun all day, in the beer garden at Spring Jam. We resist normativity by dressing how we wanted to anyway and dancing around Saga at Genderfuck. We train with one another in our athletic endeavor, Tour de Franzia. And we experimented with different appearances, growing out our fake mustaches for the Bashio. Regardless of these similarities, we are from all over the place, different countries, different value systems, different experiences that have made us qualified, independent Hampshire students. We, the here assembled, will take what we know and apply it to world change. They are cruelly allowing us to graduate with circular diplomas into this terrible job market. Sorry. This means we have about 30 hours left to be who we are, who we want to be. Then, some awful person, upon giving us our diplomas, will pop this bubble. We will meet people who truly believe institutional racism doesn't exist. We will reacquaint ourselves with more horribly dumb people who do not believe queer people deserve rights. We will again have to point to maps whenever we talk about anywhere further than Florida. We will be expected to be on time. We will be expected to smile at people who suck, to dress a certain way, do our hair a certain way, and believe a certain way. For this, I'm incredibly mournful, but also very happy, because I am positive we will all hold on to a little bit of what made us who we are when we're here, and in doing that, we will make all the people around us a little bit better. We will start to spread the message that the current state of things is simply intolerable. We will unite with other like minds and help others wake up, spreading to the world a louder voice than our individual frustrated individualities typically allow for. I'm switchless, whatever. We will change the world. Beyond the chaos theory, there is no doubt in my mind that we will do unbelievable things. When half of us need Secret Service at the 10-year reunion, perhaps then it will become apparent to all of us how our intertwined experiences here were simply life-altering. As for those experiences, everyone had those moments of pure frustration with Hampshire. When you went to get your laundry and it was absolutely soaked because the washer didn't drain. When, for our first couple of years, you'd spend an entire $1 at the library and maybe, just maybe, the first page of your PDF would print. When something much more annoying would go wrong and no students were consulted on it. But in spite of all of that, perhaps because of most of it, you are you. It's hard to imagine that arguing with your own administration taught you debate skills or figuring out how to get your one pair of black pants, this is my problem, ready in time for work taught you problem-solving skills. But they did. Aside from that, you learned, or perhaps you will after some serious rumination, that there is nowhere you would rather be for these 4 years than Hampshire College. Every time my screens fell out, and especially when I got the message about how I was getting charged for it, I said something along the lines of, I hate this place. And then I would get an eval, or an assignment, or let's be honest, an invitation to a QCA event. And I would realize that I didn't give a shit about the bugs that flew into my room, or the 12th work order that I had to put in, because I was home. Because I was amongst the people who cared, who would help me develop, and who were insane in the exact same way that I am. This experience is forever. Sure, not this moment. Tomorrow, or in 2 minutes, you won't remember a word of what I said. Perhaps, even if you're smart and plan well, you can forget my name. But that bell we rang, that we won't forget. The meetings where your committee said, fantastic 20 pages, write them over. Or, I'm proud of you, but... Or, so what you're saying, Leanna, is you want to do the equivalent of 3 Div 3s. Your friends, employers, lovers, and worst enemies. The people who saw you at Hampy. Or heard you there. Is that too far? That's too far back? Sorry, guys. the meme about my world domination, or the other ones about Capodiferro and Roberta. All of the moments you're wishing that I just said, be they between us or between the hundreds, or just the moment when you smelt spring on that walk from the Red Barn to the rest of campus, or the hundreds of stars, or the laughs you had underneath them. Be graciously thankful for these moments and for your worst, for without the worst, you would be hard-pressed to find the best. Go out into the world and do well, but more importantly, go out into the world and do good. Be like a sponge, absorb everything. Make that circular diploma highly coveted. Show why we get evaluated instead of graded. Debate with people. Don't accept the harsh realities of the isms, racism, sexism, classism, and their pal homophobia. Keep your eyes wide open and remark accordingly. Be otherworldly. I want to pause here for a second and tell you, in the original draft of this speech, the next sentence read, remember that history is not merely the contents of old climaxes and omens. If you aren't a student, this suddenly takes all credibility away from the speech. Fuck it, I'm not gonna explain it. Go out and make Hampshire proud. Make your time here mean something to not only you, but the rest of us who had the privilege of sitting here alongside you. Make the class of 2012 the something more that we're all counting on. Remember your personal victories, work on your flaws, enjoy whatever the future brings. Beyond that, thank you all for everything. Have fun, good luck in all your future endeavors, and Div Free students, ring that fucking bell one more time before we walk off this campus.